Hello, class. How's everybody doing out there? Homeschooling number 79 with the session man. Little Tommy Bukovac. This cup says, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. This may be a repeat for this one. I might have used this in an old episode, but all the letters are getting worn off. It's been washed too many times. Okay, hope everybody's doing good out there. 2 in 1 week, right? I got my cool CR Guitars shirt. The same guy, Craig, that sent the Big Muff. Dude, thank you. Awesome. Great shirt too, very comfy. What do we got here? Oh, Nathan from Duesenberg told me yesterday that the new Homeskoolin model Duesenberg is being shipped currently from Germany, which is very exciting. I think he's gonna bring it here and we're gonna go out drinking. And man, I can't wait to see that guitar. It's got a lot of cool features. Everything's noisy out here in the garage. Listen, even this crazy noise canceling system is still noisy. But that's all right. Let's see what we got in the old viewer comment bin, or the VCB. Hey Tom, what was your first real guitar? Oh man, I'll tell you what. Christmas 1980. I was 12 years old, and my dear family up in Cleveland, Ohio, bought me a 1979 Les Paul Deluxe, black, with 2 mini humbuckers. And man, it was $500 brand new, and they all chipped in to get it because they knew I was just ate up with guitar. And man, I played the paint off of that guitar. It's the only guitar I had for many years. Famous photos of me playing in battles of the bands at 12, 13 years old with that guitar. I wore the paint off the back of the neck. You know, honestly, it's a terrible guitar. A sentiment. I still have it actually, but you know, not Gibson's greatest era. Heavy and weird neck, but man, I loved it when I was a kid. I actually let my friend Daniel Tashin borrow it until my kids are old enough to appreciate their dad's first guitar. I'm gonna let Daniel borrow it and play it, because Lord knows I wouldn't play it. But man, it was cool, man. And man, a lot of memories of that guitar. Earliest bands. My first band was called Vengeance. Me and Andy Prainer and Sam Romano, and we did covers of Burning for You and Fantasy by Aldo Nova. See the girls with their dresses so tight. Give you love if the price is right. You know, great rock lyrics, you know. All right, so another guy said, okay, hey Tom, if I didn't live in Switzerland, I would go to farmland. Damn right you would. Thank you for saying that, man. Yeah, you're missing out on the Session Man sandwich, which is like a croissant with scrambled eggs, cheese, tomato, and bacon on it. It's named after your old buddy there, Session Man. Eric said they've been selling the hell out of those Session Man sandwiches, so it makes you play better. Another guy said, oh God, hey Tom, do you get to bow out of cooking and household chores like slicing to protect your hands, chopping up stuff? Yeah, I don't do any of that. My wife is an amazing cook, actually, but I do plenty of other household chores, my friends. Oh Lord, I came home last night from work and the entire house was just totally trashed. My kids had a field day. Every room in the house was trashed. And man, it's hard not to get in a bad mood when you come home and see all that. But I got right to work, cleaned it all up. Man, they just think to mess up stuff that I can't even believe. Like, little kids just, how do they even think to do some of the things that they do to mess up stuff? It's amazing. But anyway, before I could sit down and have a beer and relax and kick on the fireplace, I have to clean everything up. I can't rest when it's like that. My OCD kicks into gear, and I just can't do it. Oh Lord. All right, now Here's another one. Hey, Tom, can you talk about your gear trading thought process? Not a lot of people walk out of a music store with a Black Beauty and a 65 Strat and trade. You know, there's not a lot of thought that goes into it. It honestly, all of my haggling and gear trading stuff is all just out of total boredom. I've got a half a dozen guitars that I'll definitely die with because I know I'll never be able to replace them. But the rest of them, I just keep flopping stuff around and buying and selling stuff just to fight boredom, man. I mean, and also to learn, you know, because the more cool instruments you own in your life, the more you learn. And I never get sentimentally attached to any of it. It's like this Strat, for example, will probably be the guitar that I grabbed if there was a fire in the house on my way out the door. And this thing is only worth a couple $1,000s. It's just, I know I'll never find a Strat that works for me personally as good as this, because it's been proven to me that this is the one for me, right? But, you know, there's only a few guitars that come along that I feel that way about. And the rest of them are just, you know, cool tools, have fun with them, buy and sell them, trade them, it doesn't matter. They're like baseball cards. As long as you got all your basic food groups covered when it comes time to record, you got to have, you know what I mean? And I don't like to have redundancies either. I don't like to have a bunch of guitars that all do the same thing. I've said this in old episodes. Sorry to repeat myself. Okay. Hey, Tom, here's a sweet one the guy sent. It means a lot to me. Hey, Tom, one rarely is fortunate to have a teacher whom, with the M at the end, invokes such enthusiasm from one's students, a catalyst for positivity in a riptide of negativity, a noble badass, a hero. Dude, thank you. Thank you for saying that. It means the world, seriously. You know, I try to stay positive in life, you know, even when the waves of shit hit you. You got to stay positive. I don't really like being around people who are negative, and it's important, even if it's all an illusion, to stay positive. Because then you get, you know, when the stress and the negativity set in, then you start feeling lumps in your neck from the cancer. You know what I mean? Stress is a killer. You can't let it get you. Even when you come home and your house is totally trashed by your kids. You got to keep it all in check. Okay, here's another one. Hey, Tom, when you're bouncing from one session to another with artists who have major genre differences, such as, he said, Morgan Wallen and Joss Stone, for example, right? How do you prevent the last session from coloring the next? Similarly, how do you prevent what you're listening to from doing the same thing? Sort of a you are what you eat, musically speaking. Look, man, if you eat good stuff, there's never a problem. I've said this before. I really believe that there are devices that happen in all of music on records that will always happen. I don't care what generation we're in or how crazy advanced music gets. There's certain tricks and devices and themes that are always going to work. They've always been there. It's just called record making. And if you know all those tricks, man, and you know what a record's supposed to do, sonically, rhythmically, the way that certain transitions have to happen, the way that certain sections have to lift, that stuff is never going to go out of style. It's always going to be there because that's what we're programmed to like as human beings. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I can shift gears immediately. Go from, like yesterday, I worked with Dan Auerbach playing some super old school, like R&B, you know, that sounded like 1965. And I could jump right into a super modern, computerized thing, you know. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. You just got to at the moment, you got to open your mind and get in the groove of what's happening around you. And that's all you got to do. Just get it. I call it soaking in it. You expose yourself to the record you're working on, and you let it get inside you, and you. After I've heard a song 3 or 4 times, maybe 4 or 5 times, I start hearing all these possibilities of parts that could happen, and and you know the song and you're not looking at the chart anymore and you really know it, your brain starts doing crazy things and you start thinking of really cool ideas. That's how I've always got by. Okay, so this loop, I wanted to show you this because one of my favorite techniques in all of guitar is like the cascading melody lines where you have notes ringing, instead of just going, where you're just lifting off notes, sorry about the buzz, but you keep your fingers down and you let them ring, like. A good practice is to hit a bass note and let it ring, and try not to mute it while you're soloing over it. Just let it ring. There, that sounds so much cooler than going, because you got 3 notes in a row, you got the half-step rub created. You gotta stand your fingers up a lot of times. Don't get too laid down to make those happen cleanly, you know. Okay, there you go. So just practice your scales where you got notes that just ring and let them ring, you know? Creates like a harp effect, and it's very cool. You know, very usable. There you go, class. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye.